Hello, I'm Robin and I'm a normal alcoholic. So, what does it take to get sober? Well, today is the 1 year anniversary of me launching this channel. And I thought, what better way to summarize my journey than to summarize my journey? I'm just going to start at the point where I started what I call my recovery. So, it all started in December 2018. I'd reached my rock bottom. I knew I had to do something about my drinking, and my first step was to go to CGL. I walked into there and didn't really know what to expect. The one thing I did know is that I was physically dependent on alcohol and I needed to have a detox because I tried to stop myself and I just couldn't. I'd get the shakes. It was unpleasant to say the least. So I went into there. I was wanting to do this as soon as possible. But they wouldn't. They said you need to come to us for 8 weeks so that you're ready to detox. So start of 2019, I think it was the end of January, I started my detox. There was me and one other girl were going through the same process. We would have like exercises of writing stuff, etc. But lasted a week, got sober. That was great. So after that, I thought, right, I've done it. I've got over the physical dependency. I continued to do some group sessions at CGL, group talking therapy, some yoga, meditation, even acupuncture. I went to Smart Recovery as well with them. But by kind of summer of that year, I'd relapsed. I would go to the pub with a friend, and I'd just have soft drinks. And then one time I was like, oh, I can have 1 pint. And next time it was two, and gradually, more and more. And by that summer, I was back to where I started. I was drinking heavily every day. And in September of 19, I ended up going to rehab for the first time. That was basically, I thought, I've done the detox thing. I'm over this. Maybe there's something wrong with me in terms of like mental health. So I went to see a psychiatrist and they just said, you need to go to rehab. I was like, really? Am I that bad? Basically, he said, your insurance will cover it. So take this chance and go. I thought, why not? Why not? 4 weeks off work. I'll go rehab. So I did that. I ended up staying there for 6 weeks and I learned a huge amount about myself, about addiction in general. But, I think I still had it in the back of my head that this was just a phase. I was going to get over it. I'd learned enough. I'd be able to go out there and drink normally. So I was in rehab. Oh, sorry, it wasn't September. It was October until December of 2019. So I came out of rehab, end of the year, got through Christmas, but very shortly after that, I started to drink again. I thought to myself, all right, what I'll do is I need to get away from my flat. I went to live with a good friend for a short while. I thought I'll stay with them. They can kind of keep an eye on me. They had experience of dealing with alcoholics. So I was there, and hey presto, COVID happens, beginning of 2020. So I was with my friend for a few months, obviously not drinking because it was COVID, we were locked down. But I think it got to like June, kind of May, June time, and I thought, I'm on top of this. I'm okay. I'll go move back to my flat. I'll be fine. I've got my routine. But no, straight away drinking again. Lost it once again. Ran back to my friends. I was like, help me wean myself off. but it didn't go well. I ended up being hospitalized. And that experience in hospital, I thought, right, this is a big moment. You've got to change. You've got to do something big. So I went to a local charity. Again, I've mentioned these guys. It was called One Northeast, a fantastic charity in Woodford, where they would hold group sessions, 2 hours every morning, 5 days a week, plus an hour and a half on Saturday. And I went to that pretty much every day for almost 2 years, apart from a couple of other instances. Because initially, having started going to One Northeast, I managed about 7 months sober. But then I lost it. I went home again to my flat. I immediately started drinking. This is kind of like early 21. So I started drinking in probably kind of February 2021. By April, I had to check myself back into rehab again. Not doing too well on my own, basically. And I learned an awful lot in that rehab. I took in a lot more than the first time. This time I knew I had to do it. I knew I had to stop drinking. But I made a bit of an error in my attitude towards myself. I realized that I had to let things go, let go of the past, let go of my regrets, let go of all those things that were holding me back. And I did that. Almost. I came out of that rehab and I thought to myself, right, I've let go of the past. I'm happy in myself. I know I can't drink. But what I didn't realize is that just because I'd done that didn't mean that I was a saint. Didn't mean that you learn one lesson and you're perfect. It's a matter of you have to keep on working every day. So when I came out of that rehab, I started making these small mistakes and they started piling up, and the guilt and shame piled up, thinking, why am I still making mistakes? Why am I not fixed? Because I didn't realize I had to keep on accepting my own flaws, my own failures, mistakes, whatever you want to call them. I'd let the build up again. So crash, another relapse. And in September 22, to be more specific, on the 18th of September 2022, I had my last ever drink and I went into rehab for the third time. And I think that's where I kind of figured it out. It was like, I'm only human. I'm going to make mistakes. And whatever comes, if I want to continue living my life sober, and if I want to continue accepting who I am and be happy with who I am, I have to accept that I'm going to have these failures. And ever since then, that's what I have to do every day. So a year after that, September 22, I think I've got my dates right here. September 22, I rejoined the world of work. I got the job that I currently have. At the same time, I started college to train to become a counsellor. I think I've said before, obviously my goal is to help other people who are in the same situation as me. And then, 7 months later, we come up to the start of this channel. which has been a greatly rewarding experience. When I started out, I didn't know exactly how much I would do. Started very quickly, did a lot of episodes to start with. As time goes on, life gets in the way, little projects come in, videos get put back, but I've kept it going, and I think I've got to a kind of comfortable place of managing all the different pieces of my life. So here we are, from December 2018 to April 24. I've gone through a lot. Lots of relapse, lots of detox, lots of rehab, lots of therapy, lots of working on myself and getting to the point eventually where I rejoined functioning society, being able to get a job, train for a future career, start my own channel, make renovations to my house, did my bathroom, currently doing the kitchen. The eagle-eyed of you will have noticed a slightly different camera angle. It's because I got some stuff everywhere that I don't want people seeing, but I'm doing stuff for me, for my house. I'm finally, pretty comfortable. But I think the moral of this is there's no easy fix. Some people get it quicker, some people more slowly. But if you are determined, then eventually you will find what works for you. Put the work in, find a direction, and eventually start enjoying life. So for now, I'm going to leave it there. Bye.